Hi everybody. So if this is the first video that you are watching in this new, I guess, podcasty type style, I encourage you to watch the video that I'm going to put in the description of this video because it kind of explains why I'm doing this. Anyway, but yes, darn it, Justin Bieber is literally what I had to say when I heard Ed Sheeran's new, and I realized it was Ed Sheeran's song, but I knew that Justin Bieber was on it as well. When I heard this new Justin Bieber Ed Sheeran song, what's it called again? I Don't Care. I literally listened to the first 10 seconds of it and I said, darn it, Justin Bieber. I actually said a different word, but just for the sake of my god kids that watch my videos, I just want to censor myself a bit. But I'll tell you a few reasons why. It actually gets me a little bit heated, but I want to give both sides of the story. Basically, wow, it actually gets me very, very heated. I'm actually feeling it in my heart right now because, God, where should I start? Because, oh wow, it really gets me angry. Let's choose my words. Breathe, O'Neill, breathe. This. I just gotta breathe. Yeah. I'm really okay. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna give you two different statements. I'm gonna give you my first initial statement, and then I'm gonna give you my second. The two are kind of contrasting to each other, but they're both how I feel. The first is a little bit more impulsive. The second is a little bit more reasoning it out. Firstly, I am sick and tired of people of lighter complexions and of more, I guess, people of higher wealth, people who are in more developed countries that are actually lighter or darker, being able to co-opt the sounds of countries that are a little bit more I don't like the word developing, but aren't as better off financially and may not necessarily have the cultural power of the countries that do co-opt these sounds. I don't like that in the co-opting of sounds that there is a disconnect between, or I feel like there is a constant disconnect between people that are making new music and people that are and the people that are being stolen from. Very strong word, and I'm going to use it in that way because again, this is the impulsive side. On the other side, I'm glad I got that out. On the other side, I feel the need to give permission to people to be free, to be expressive, to use every single one of their influences to express themselves musically. And I think that that is a beautiful thing, and I don't think that that should be hindered. Now, I guess I don't know how long this is going to be, but my talking now is going to be trying to reconcile the two, and I will flip between both because I'm sure there are people that can identify with both sides. I guess this is a talk about cultural appropriation. I never thought I would see me talking about this, but since we're doing new things, why don't we do it? I was listening to I Don't Care. I saw that Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber were doing a song together, and I was like, oh wow. Oh, I have notes on this. There's so many things that I want to say, but when I was listening to the song, I downloaded it on Spotify and was about to go into the subway, made sure I had it on my phone, and I was like, okay, let's start to listen to it. 10 seconds in, and I was livid. I was like, darn it, Justin Bieber. And the reason I was livid is simply because of that reason. I felt that sound I've heard before. Immediately, in hearing "I Don't Care," I was reminded of Wayne Wonder's "No Letting Go," which is a very it's a I guess I want to say dance hall ish song that crossed over into the mainstream. No letting go, no looking back. I think that's how it goes. Um, uh, oh no. Sorry, it wasn't no letting go. It was let me hold you. Yeah, yeah. Like yeah. Anyway, feeling a little nostalgic in hearing that song right now, but it reminded me of that song. It's is it called "Let Me Hold You"? I can't remember. I'm gonna make sure I get the actual title of the song. Okay, you know what? Let me just look at it. Look it up. Yeah, the lyrics are "Let me hold you, you come, yeah." I'm not gonna say that on camera, but "Turn Me On" by Kevin Little. Got it. That's the one that actually it reminded me of. It was a big dancehall song, and it crossed over. Especially here in Toronto. I'm Canadian, and it's very important to know that Toronto has a huge Jamaican Caribbean population, and the Black people in Toronto specifically are a lot like we make up a different part of the diaspora than Black Americans. I think that's very important to say, and I might say it more often, but yeah. And I know I'm not getting through this as quickly as I would like to, but as I said in my other video, I am slowing down and I'm breathing. So I'm gonna let myself do this anyway. In hearing "Turn Me On," or sorry, in hearing "I Don't Care," I was immediately reminded of that, and I said, "Darn it, Justin Bieber," because I was like, I knew Ed Sheeran plus Justin Bieber equals number one immediately because of the way that music works right now. We live in a time, we live in an era where followings, and this pisses me off too. Oh my gosh. Followings and fan bases, the size of fan bases and followings gets to determine when a song is number one. Like, forget marketing, forget all of that stuff. If someone with a good fan base is dropping a song, there's a very good chance that it will go number one. Put two followings and fan bases together with streaming, and you've got definitely a number one. In fact, let's check iTunes right now to see if it's still number one. Oh, it is. Anyway, sorry guys. But anyway, I said "darn it" because I knew it was going to be a number one, and I also knew and also, let me not say I knew. I also made an assumption, and also believed that there was not going to be a tribute to the "Turn Me Ons," to dancehall, and the reason for that is because because of Ed Sheeran's other song "Shape of You," that has a little bit of the dun 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 boom boom boom, and I think it's also a good disclaimer to say that Ed Sheeran's style of guitar playing has kind of led him to that type of heartbeat, of a rhythmic undertone, and it might be unintentionally dance-hally, but nonetheless it is dance-hally, and I'll just put that out there as well, because and this is kind of the kind conversation that's going on with these two sides, this impulsive side and this I guess redemptive side. I don't want to just leave the impulsive side and the redemptive side. I want to reconcile them and see if I can come to something while talking to you. But anyway, yes, I heard "Turn Me On," or I heard "I Don't Care," thought, darn it, Justin Bieber, number one. This is probably going to be a number one. They're probably not going to give tribute to the people that actually sing like this and make music like this on the regular. And three, the people that make music like this are not going to be the ones that are going to have their followings and their listeners and their followings blow up because of number two. They're not going to necessarily give tribute to these people that are making this music on the regular. and that ticked me off very, very much. Now, in listening to the song, it's not completely all dance hall, but just like the I'm just like, sorry, that's dance hall to me, and I'm sure a lot of people would say the same. They may have come up with it a different way, but it's really much that, and that actually raises an entire different conversation. And I might segue just a little bit, rabbit trail just a little bit, because it's not just about white artists, in my opinion, because Drake did it too with One Dance. And there's a lot of people, especially from Toronto, that co-opt the dancehall sound and don't necessarily pay the right tribute. Mind you, Rihanna is from Barbados, so she does a really good job of actually representing the culture. But I don't like. There's a lot of people that take from, and I think a lot of the reason, like the way that a lot of people feel about, say, a Miley Cyrus, or and how a lot of people did feel about Bruno Mars stealing black music, is how actually a lot of Torontonians feel about a lot of American, even black artists that have taken this the Afrobeat and dancehall Caribbean sounds and have used them for a more pop audience, and have not given the proper tribute to these artists. I would say that a good version of someone who has co-opted the sound and done the right thing, in terms of tribute and giving a little bit of shine to the artists that make this music on the regular, is Sierra, when she made her song "Freak Me" with techno off of her latest album, Beauty Marks. She did the right thing, and I was really appreciative of the way that she did that. If you haven't heard the song, go ahead, listen, and then you'll hear a little bit of the crossing over of the cultures, by her featuring that artist. But yeah, I'm just like, if we are going to co-opt sounds, and I'm holding myself accountable to this in being a Canadian and being in a mosaic of different cultures. If we're co-opting sounds, I would really love for us to actually start to give the shine to the people that make this music on the regular, and not just steal, Mind you, classical music is all about stealing. Mind you, hip hop sampling is all about stealing. Mind you, stealing with permission, of course, and of course. But actually, no, it's not really stealing, because you're actually giving credit to the artist and you're giving royalties to the artist that actually originally made the song. But anyway, okay, so that's my impulsive side. Now, with my redemptive side, I really feel, because initially I felt that feeling going down into the subway, listening to the first 10 seconds of the song. Now, and there's this redemptive side, and I don't want to just sneer at it and be like, honestly, I actually do want to give it proper representation. Justin Bieber is, and this isn't Justin Bieber's song, it's really Ed Sheeran's song, but Ed Sheeran is an amazing artist. He's an amazing guitarist. He's one of the few people that is actually still playing a real instrument on stage, and he could actually be up there with his guitar alone and be able to do an entire show, and he has done that. And I do feel like people that and especially white artists, because the spotlight of cultural appropriation is on white artists. I do feel that white artists are a little bit, limited in their ability, in their ability to express themselves freely without being judged, for co-opting a sound that is a little bit blacker, or that is a little bit more ethnic. I think Iggy Azalea went through a lot of the same thing, and people really blackballed her. I'm glad that she's making music again and expressing herself musically, because I guess the premises behind this channel and behind me as an artist and as a person is allowing people to express all of their influences as freely as they can. But also, so in the reconciling the two sides, I feel that people should be able to express themselves, but not at the expense, or expressing yourself and expressing yourself for money are two very different things. And if you decide to express yourself freely, and you start to get acclaim and money starts to be attached to that, and it's not necessarily your culture, I think there is a responsibility to actually give credit to where credit is due, and give money to where money is due, especially when you have a large following. And I think that I need to practice what I preach. I think that in the future, I would love to co-op sounds. Is co-opt the right word? I think it is. But anyway, if it's not, just someone correct me. Anyway, in the future, I do want to be able to do that. But I want to do it responsibly, simply because of how I feel about sounds in general. Like, God created a whole bunch of sounds on this planet, and every single country has different nuances and different inflections and different things that make it beautiful. And when those things are melted together into one sound, gumbo, like PJ Morton gumbo, it is amazing. And I think that we should so opt for that. But I think that there needs to be a little bit more representation that is brought a little bit more to the forefront. I'm encouraging people to feature artists. Like, if you're going to do a dancehall sounding song, as Lonnie Love on The Real would say, have a Jamal the intern in your room. Have him listen to the song. Jamal the intern is basically the black guy in a room full of white people, that is able to say, that kind of sounds a little black. Maybe we should feature a black artist on it. Maybe we should feature an artist that actually occupies that genre on this place. Kind of like how Tori Kelly did with Jonathan McReynolds. Or who else did it? Like I said, Sierra and Techno, or somebody else. I don't know. There's other people. I'm sure put in the comments of other people that have done a great job in featuring artists. Wow. Sorry, Mom, you're calling me. Okay, I just came from her house and she's calling me. Anyway, but yeah, and I like that. I really like that kind conversation. I think even in talking through this, I feel a little bit better about it, because I don't want to just, it just be like, don't make that music. But I don't make that music. I don't want it to just be, don't make that music. I also don't want it to just be, freely express yourself. And a lot of people are missing out on opportunities that should be theirs, but you are getting because of either because of your skin color, or because of the country that you live in and the cultural power of the country that you live in, or because of the fan base that you have, etc. and so forth. I think there's just a little bit of musical responsibility that has to be had. So, all in all, do I still feel like darn it, Justin Bieber and Ed Sheeran? A little bit, yes. In fact, I would lean more towards the yes. However, I'm still leaving room in my heart for them to make it right. But I don't personally, in my intuition, I don't feel like it will be, redeemed the way that I believe and want it to be. But I still think that this is opening up a conversation and continuing to open up the conversation of how to properly represent different cultures, or how to properly bring the sound or the style of a different culture, and mesh it with your own, and put that out as a product for people to buy. So I feel better about that. My name is O'Neal Gerald. This channel is all about thinking deeply to create art that changes the world. And I really encourage you to subscribe. If you like what I was saying, please comment. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about cultural appropriation. Let's talk about Justin Bieber, Ed Sheeran, Drake, any others. And let's just make this conversation kind. So Yeah, this sounds really podcasty, and I don't want it to be podcasty because my friends have started their wonderful podcast. I'm just gonna call this just a different style of video, um, as I learn how to slow down and um, yeah, and yeah, I really don't want to steal the shine of my friends. So if you want me to do a podcast, go listen to their podcast. And maybe in the future I'll do one. But yeah, this is just another style of video. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.